Terry, do you have a minute?
I sure do. How'd your appointment with Jack Egan go?
It's about what I expected.
Well, look, why don't you sit down? I'd like to hear about it.
No, I really can't stay that long. Jack said, he said the nerves aren't healing correctly. I may only operate at 80% capacity from now on. Operate. That's poor choice of words, I'm afraid.
Let me see. You mean you think you're never going to be able to perform surgery again?
Well, it's not a matter of what I think. It's a physical impossibility. Even some of the most routine procedures are impossible now.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to continue to pray that the Lord heals this hand.
Well, I'm sorry, Terry. The only thing I'm praying for right now is that Lori gets over this crazy idea that she's pregnant with Blue Noble's child. See, don't get me wrong, Terry. I understand how Lori would get the idea to start with. I mean, she blacked out when Blue Nobles attacked her. So all she knows is what we've told her. But why won't she believe what we tell her? That's what I don't understand.
Do you think we're too close? I mean, maybe she thinks we're only trying to protect her.
Well, yes, we are. But not from the truth. We're trying to protect her from a lie.
Maybe she even thinks that we're ashamed of her. So we're denying that she was raped to protect ourselves as well.
Terry, I have talked with her. I've tried to reason with her.
I know, Ben, so have I.
She is not pregnant with Blue Noble's child.
I know, Ben. You don't have to convince me.
I'm sorry. It's just this should be the happiest of times for us, and it's not. By the way, have you talked to her in the last hour or so?
No.
May I use your phone?
Well, sure. Help yourself.
I've been trying to get a hold of her all afternoon. There's no answer. I don't understand.
Well, unless she's gone somewhere.
Where would she have gone? She said she wasn't planning on going anywhere today. Listen, Terry, I'm supposed to meet Alex in about 15 minutes. But since Lori's not answering the phone,
Are you going to go home?
yeah, I think I may have to. Listen, would you try and find Alex for me and just tell him that I'll see him later?
Well, sure. Yeah, don't worry about it. I will.
Okay, thanks.
Janice, would you see if you can get Alex Greeley for me, please? Thank you.
Did you go by the Canterbury today?
Not today, no.
Well, then take a look at this. It speaks for itself. Well, check the dates.
They're through with the foundation?
That's right. And my steel foreman says he'll be ready to go anytime I'm ready. Huh?
All right,
I know. Things are going great. And thank you very much for keeping the paperwork straight.
Sure.
Oh, check that top number. Right, yeah.
No, yeah, should be cubic yards.
Yes, Janice. Oh, she is. Well, of course. Thank you. Amber's here. Yeah. Well, hello.
Hello.
So, what can I do for you?
Have you forgotten?
What?
You were supposed to take me looking at construction sites for my spring fashion shoot.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I did forget. But listen, give me 2 minutes. I'll finish up my work, then I'll take you on a grand tour. Okay?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. I'll be right back then.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Oh, no, thanks. But I am curious. What is it that you're working so hard on over
Well,
here?
it's Canterbury office complex. And it is complex. We have a bunch of subcontractors. We're trying to just size up and see where we are, you know. If Gil's going to show you some sights, I'm sure he'll show you the Canterbury.
Oh, I hope he does. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting.
Have you and Gil been working together long?
Well, not long, no. His father hired me for a summer job about a year ago. Then in the fall, Gil hired me for a part-time position. He also helped me get a scholarship through the company.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a very nice arrangement for both of you.
Well, hello, friends. Come on in.
Thank you. Something sure smells great.
I'll say. Well, that's Mama's doing. We're sure glad you could come.
Oh, thank you for having us.
I own there smells like something wonderful cuisine going on in there.
It's just onions. Mama said throw in a few onions and anybody seems like a good cook.
I'll have to remember that proverb.
Oh, well, make yourselves comfortable. Jean and Jimmy won't be with us. Jimmy's staying with a friend, and Jean's working on a story. Stacy, you probably know more about that than I do.
Well, he was pretty hot on the Mason kidnapping this morning.
Oh, there she is.
Sit, and I will too. I thought Jean was working against a deadline, but I didn't know anything was so hush-hush.
Oh, well, he might be. It might not be what I thought it was.
Well, I thought I heard you say something about a Mason kidnapping.
Well, it could be. You know, Jean had a copy of Miriam's letter.
Letter?
and he
No,
was-
what letter?
Oh, I'm afraid I might have betrayed a confidence here.
Oh, no.
I just assumed you knew.
Don't worry about it, honey. You didn't betray any confidence here. We're all family here. It's just Jean that probably would have said something if he wasn't a little pressed for time, I'm sure.
Stacy, Miriam lived here. I mean, she was part family, too.
Well, Miriam wrote a letter to her father, and Jean managed to get a copy of it.
Well, tell me, how is she?
Well, Jean seems to think she's okay. But the exciting thing about the letter is that after studying it a while, Jean seemed to notice a sort of code in it. There were a lot of subtle references to railroads, words like tracks and gates. There was even a symbol at the end that looked like a railroad tracks, if you were thinking along those lines.
Well, what does all this mean to Jean?
He thinks Miriam's trying to tell us where she is.
Oh, dear Jesus, don't tell me he's out looking for her now.
I hope she isn't your PR person.
Well, it's a personal thing. A lot on her mind, you know.
She can't walk and talk at the same time.
Well, I'm all set. Ready to go?
Yes, very.
Well, shall we?
Sure.
Great.
Peter, I really enjoyed talking to you.
Enjoy talking to you.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Marianne, goodbye. Marianne, goodbye.
Come on, Gil.
Gonna ignore me, too?
No.
Good. Got that settled.
Peter, I hate being like this, and I know everyone else hates it too. If I can just keep busy, I'm not as likely to cry.
Oh, sure. The stiff upper lip routine. I think that works for some people, but not you, Marianne.
Well, then what do you recommend?
You look like you need a friend. You keep yourself cooped up at home alone all the time, then you come in here. This isn't the right place to cry.
I know that's true.
Well, it's just you and me. I'm your friend.
I know. You and your whole family are. I don't know what I would do without all of you.
What are friends for? Huh?
You mean a lot to me, Peter. With Dad being gone, it's, I just don't have really any family I can turn to. I mean, well, Gil means well in his own way, but, as far as male and female relationships go, he just feels so differently about it.
Yeah. Well, I think I can understand that because I've been going through the same thing with Vicky. You know, mixed emotions. But for what it's worth, I really think there is light at the end of the tunnel, you know.
I miss Russ. But I'm almost sure that he's involved in something illegal. I can't live with that, Peter, yet I still worry about him.
Well, I think things will be all right. It'll work out. Hey, okay. Instead of you going home alone tonight to eat dinner, it's not the Ritz, but what do you say we go to Leon's? My treat. What do you say?
Well, that would be nice. But I'll pay for my own way, okay?
I like that idea. Okay. See, you're feeling better already.
Who is it?
It's me. Oh, Babs, I am sorry I took so long.
Gee whiz, where were you? It scared the socks off me. Why didn't you call?
Oh, Babs, these last couple of days have given a new meaning to the expression being between a rock and a hard place. Oh, I wanted to call you. Charles wouldn't let me. He wanted to leave the phone open in case the kidnappers called again.
I'm sorry. It's just that I feel so cut off from everything in here, that's all.
Hey, did Jean call me, leave a message or anything?
No, nobody's called.
Charles is like an octopus. I mean, I understand the pressure he's under and everything, but I feel like he's just squeezing life's blood out of me.
Gee, I'm glad you told me. I was going to give you a big hug.
Hey, come here, sit down, sit down. It's finally happened.
What?
Kidnappers called.
No.
Yeah, I had just barely gotten the money back in the safety deposit box in the bank, and Charles called me and told me they needed it back. The bank was closed. I had to go through all this rigmarole with the bank president, and then when I got the money back to Charles, he had to count it all out.
Oh, no. Well, did the kidnapper say where or when to drop the money off?
Yeah, tonight, 8 o'clock, at Leon's Diner.
Oy vey.
Yeah, down to the nitty-gritty.
Gee whiz. Well, listen. How about a back rub? Cup of coffee?
No, Charles gave me just about all the coffee I can stand. Practically made me sign an affidavit that I wouldn't go to the police. He still thinks I want to tell Sergeant Brubaker. I just need to be quiet for a little bit, that's all. I thought we would have heard from Jean by now.
I wish.
He never should have gotten involved in this. Too many people involved.
Well, look, it's too late to do anything about that now. I mean, there's no telling where Jean is.
Step back.
Yes, ma'am.
Go back some more.
Yes, ma'am.
Folks can see you from the road.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I didn't mean to intrude.
Then what are you doing snooping around my property?
My name is Gene Rutland, and I could talk a lot better if you'd point that gun away from me, please.
You think I'm scared to use it, don't you?
ma'am, no, I don't.
What do you want?
I work for the Kingsley Chronicle. It's in Kingsley, a newspaper. I'm a newspaper reporter, and I've been driving around this place looking for a woman by the name of Miriam Mason. She disappeared a couple of months ago. She was kidnapped. I'm doing a story on her. I already wrote one. Maybe you know about it. Has long blonde hair.
You ain't no reporter.
Yes, I am a reporter. Now, I have an ID card with my picture on it in my pocket if you'll let me get it.
Get it slow.
Okay. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there's my press card. Jane Rutland, newspaper reporter. I don't suppose I could ask you a couple of questions about Mrs. Mason?
I don't know any Mason.
Well, tell me, have you seen anything suspicious going on around here? Any new people driving up and down the road?
Maybe someone's moved in the past couple of months?
People pretty much mind their business around here, son.
I see. So you haven't noticed anything suspicious?
Nothing except you.
Yes. Well, thanks, ma'am. Look, I'm really sorry that I bothered you, but I just thought maybe you knew something about the missing lady.
You won't get in your car now?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd like to do that very much.
Go on then.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day, ma'am.
Now, this has really gotten out of hand.
Oh, Mrs. Redlin, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring this
Listen,
up.
I see no reason why reporters at that newspaper should be doing the work of the police.
Mama, it's not that bad. Gene's not going to get mixed up in anything the police are doing.
Carla's right, Mrs. Redlin. Gene's too smart to take on more than he can handle. In fact, if he sees anything suspicious, I'm sure the first person he'll call is Sergeant Brubaker.
Fine. Well, why don't we call the police now? I think it's a really good idea.
Ione, if Gene's out in the country, he'll have a lot of ground to cover. He knew he'd be late. That's why he called you.
And he didn't say it was anything special over the phone.
There, you see?
Well, he wouldn't. You know how he acts.
Gene has a very cool head, Mrs. Redlin. It's one of the things that makes him such an outstanding newsman, and one of the reasons I admire him so much.
Now you're saying I'm overreacting, am I?
No, Ione, you're being a mother.
An overzealous one, you mean?
An excellent mother. In fact, you've been a mother to a lot of people.
Mama, Gene wouldn't have become the man he is today without you. And I love you for that, and I love that man.
Now that I've met you both, I can understand why Gene's spoken of both of you with such love and respect. You can feel something so warm here. Can you feel it, Dad?
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret, honey. That warmth follows Ione wherever she goes. In fact, that's one reason the clinic is so successful.
Oh, I've never heard such high tributes. I don't know how to act.
Well, you just do whatever you want to. But don't you worry about Gene.
Well, I really appreciate it. I really do.
Mrs. Redlin, I'd love to see what you have going in the kitchen if you wouldn't mind showing me how you do it.
Oh, Stacy, just call me Ione, and I'll be happy to. Why don't you come on with me, and I'll show you what's in the pots back there. Now, can you folks do all right without us for a little bit?
We'll manage.
Well, come on, Stacy. And I tell you, it's just plain old food, but when you put a mess of onions in it, it's just...
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna search every farmhouse in the area. That's what I'm
coming with you.
No, Harold, you can't do that. Now, in case I find something, I'm gonna need some contact in town, so you better stay here.
You know, Gene, maybe we should just call the police. I mean, you don't know what you're getting into out there.
Babs, I know these guys are supposed to be tough, but if we're barking up the wrong tree, the police might make things a lot worse for Merriman, and we don't want that now. But I tell you what you can do. Now, if I'm not back by 10 o'clock, you can give them a call. By then, I'm gonna need all the help I can get, all right?
It's getting dark out. Gene's not going to be able to see where he's going pretty soon.
Oh. Well, it was a long shot anyway.
Do you think he's okay?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe we were expecting too much too soon.
I really ought to know better than to get my hopes up like this. You know, poor Gene is probably out there running around like crazy looking for something that isn't even there anymore.
Babs, we're not licked yet. Hey, we got the ransom money together and a promise.
A promise.
Yeah. Well, we're sure holding up our end.
You know, it's so close. I can almost taste it.
What?
Freedom. I mean, but without the proof, without Miriam, I don't know. Now I know what somebody must feel like when they're on death row.
What time is it? Hey, I'm gonna try to call Gene. He might be home by now. Alan?
Yes?
It's Harold. I didn't catch you in the middle of dinner or anything, did I?
No, you didn't.
Oh, good. Look, is Gene there?
No, he isn't. Would you like to leave a message for him?
No, I guess not. Look, did he call there this afternoon, talk to Carla or anything?
No, he hasn't. Not since he told Carly he had to work. Harold, I know exactly what Jean is doing, and you're not fooling me by acting so casual. You're very worried about Jean, too.
Look, Owen, I'm not going to pretend that I don't know what Jean's up to, but I'm sure that you don't have a thing to worry about. Now, you hear me?
I hear, but I'm also worried about Jean, and you are, too, else you wouldn't have called.
Look, I'm sure that you don't have a thing to worry about. In fact, I don't expect him to be back for quite a while yet. Look, just have him give me a call when he gets in, will you?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye. That was a mistake.
Does Ione know what Jean's up to?
Yeah, I think she does. She's worried.
Shoot, I feel so helpless.
I gotta get back. I told Charles it'd only be a few minutes. I know it seems like hours to him. Oh, gosh. I'd stay, except for his heart.
It's okay, I understand. It wouldn't be too cool if Miriam came back and then Charles died of a heart attack.
Let's hope not.
No, of course not. Sorry.
Keep your fingers crossed. Okay.
Or as Ione would say, keep praying.
Yeah. Lock up.